Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my name is Brooke-Sidney, and I'm the owner of a company called Bella and the Babe, which is all about empowering authentic and mindful mothering. I'm a self-care, self-love, and mindfulness guide for mamas and mamas to be. But tonight I am getting on, first of all, to wish you happy New Year, and then to wish you happy Tuesday. And the reason why I'm saying happy Tuesday is that I want to take the air out of the New Year tires a bit. I don't know if any of you are feeling maybe a little weighed down by the enormity of 2018 finally being here. And I think for a lot of us, especially mothers, and I know some of us are business owners, professional women, we want to have all of our ducks planned out in a row. We want to know January 2nd, how January, February, March, for those of you that plan quarterly, we want to know how the quarterly plan is going to go. And for those of us that are really looking ahead for the entire year, many of us are sitting back at this point, or lots of December, trying to figure out what our year was going to look like. And so I've noticed, not just in my own internal hemispheres, but like around the internet, and so many different mamas and women that I follow, there's almost a heaviness in the air. Okay, so we're gonna discount and subtract out all of the wonderful, super duper people that have planned out their entire 3 months, if they're quarterly planners, or the entire year. Like, there are those overachievers, super planners, and those of you are probably looking at me like, doesn't she sell a Mama Love planner? Like, isn't she a planner expert? And yes and no, meaning I definitely am a time management person. I'm totally into all of those things, right? But I'm also human, and I'm also feeling the weight of having to figure it all out, right? Figure it all out. It's January 2nd, and I know for me, I'm even having trouble figuring out my one word for the year. Normally by this time I have cemented the word. Now, don't get me wrong. I have 3 words actually that I am meditating on, playing with, trying on for size, which are some of the ways in which I work through how things feel for me. I kind of try them on for size, but I haven't actually decided those are the words. And by this time last year, and definitely in 2016, I had them all figured out, and I was rocking and rolling with it, and probably had a video posted by this point about my one word for the year. This year, for some reason or another, it's taking me a long time. So why I'm getting on today quickly is to talk to the mamas and women out there that might be feeling, if not 100% how I'm feeling, a tad bit how I'm feeling. And that is the pressure and the weight to have it all figured out. And I'm here to remind myself, as well as you, that we don't have to have it all figured out January 2nd, January 3rd, 4th, or 5th, or whatever, right? We are allowed to have our process. Okay, we're allowed to have our process. So yes, it is a happy new year. I'm excited about 2018. I'm really looking forward to seeing things that I began in 2017 really growing legs and taking off. I'm really excited about where the Mama Love Planner is going to go this year, the affiliate programs, some courses that I'm launching, and a lot of things that I'm doing, and the women that I'm working with. But I know that even my best laid plan today on January 2nd is going to change, shift, modify. It's going to be dynamic as I roll throughout the year. So I'm getting on today to remind you, and as much as I'm reminding myself, that today is just another day. Today is Tuesday, and we are exactly where we need to be right now. So I'm not letting us completely off the hook in the sense of don't go out and don't do any planning. But I am saying allow yourself to have your process. So maybe right now you're still stuck in terms of figuring out what your vision is for maybe the quarter or for the year. And what I'm saying here is that is okay. Take the time that you need, right? Because I think a lot of us are not people that kind of slough things off and don't do it. I think more of us put a lot of pressure on ourselves to either get it done now and then get it done right. And so I'm just here to remind us to really allow ourselves to have the space to think about our goals, our visions, our intentions. You know, if you do resolutions, think about them, but also have the space to feel them. And what I mean by that is, for me, I always have a process where I allow myself to meditate, pray on it, journal about it a lot, to make sure that it's completely in alignment, especially something as big as my visions and my goals and my plans around my family, around my personal life, and around my business. So I'm just encouraging you to take that same space and allow it, right? Not begrudgingly, and I know, shit on yourself and say, I should be doing this, I should have had it all figured out. No, I'm really encouraging you to allow yourself to have that space to go through your process and to figure out your process around these big kind of milestone points in our lives when we do the work, and to figure all these things out. Because don't underestimate, I think a lot of us are coming off of Christmas, where we did a lot of cooking, cleaning, shopping, getting things done. And there were a lot of physical activities. There were a lot of tangible things. So when we sit down to do this planning stuff, or this, visioning thing, or, meditating to get clear, sometimes it can feel like, oh, we're not even really working. This is not a big deal, or I don't know why it's not coming to me right away. When in fact, that is the heavy lifting, is really getting clear about who we are, what we're trying to accomplish, what we see for ourselves, for our lives and our family. So don't underestimate kind of the enormous way that it can feel in our bodies, in our hearts, and in our minds, right? So allow yourselves a space to feel it. The other thing I just want to remind us is that it's okay to be where we are. All of us are at different places in our journeys, whether it's business, whether it's parenting, whether it's in our relationships, right? We're all in different places, but I invite you to try on the idea that we are exactly where we're supposed to be. So even if it's January 2nd and you don't have your one word like me yet, or you haven't figured out, all of your intentions and goals for this year, it's okay. Allow yourself to be exactly where you are and trust that it's the right place. The other thing that I really want us to think about too is the mindfulness piece. So as you all know, I am a mindfulness teacher. I'm a meditation teacher. And so I really work to be present in my life and to acknowledge when things come up for me. So right now, I wanted to share, because I wanted you to see me in my process, and not always fully formed, right? Not everything that I do is always coming out fully formed. So even just thinking about the goals and the one word, right now I'm still in my process, but I am reminding myself, I'm reminding and inviting you to honor the space where I'm in, and to be mindful of the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings and anything that's coming up for me right now. I'm allowing myself to just kind of take note of the things that I'm experiencing on the day-to-day, the thoughts that come to me in the shower, the aha moments that I'm having now as I'm journaling, the sparks that are flying in certain conversations that I'm having with people. I'm really being mindful and present and awake right now. So to me, that trumps any, hard, fast dates or deadlines for my visioning, because I know that it's all coming together. And the more mindful that I am in my day-to-day activities, and the more awake I am to my life, the better off I'm going to be when I'm charting my new course, right? And so, that's kind of it. And I'm also, just using my journal. That's kind of one of the big things that I'm using. In addition to my Mama Love Planner, I practice journaling. I do it to help get myself clear, to kind of connect the dots. It's like talking to another person. It's also really good for mind mapping and brain dumping. The Mama Love Planner has a brain dump, but it's like an extended form of that. So I do it in my planner, I do it in the journal, but it's a really great piece to add to your mindfulness, meditation, or prayer practice is a journaling practice. It's a friend that you can always turn back to. And yes, I did say friend. So anyway, I just wanted to get on quickly and of course say hello, Happy New Year, but also Happy Tuesday, and allow us to take the pressure of having to have it all figured out. Mamas, you're doing an amazing job. You don't need to know everything right now. It's all coming and it's already here, truly. So give it some space to emerge. I will talk with you soon.